Hey guys, it's Andy here with my weekly sports and sports card thoughts. Man, this is a great time of the year if you're a sports fan. You've got the Major League Baseball World Series going on between the Phillies and the Astros. First, I got to give a shout out to all my Philly guys. I think the general public is definitely on your side. Not a huge fan personally of either of these teams, but I do have somewhat of a local connection as far as the Phillies go. They do have JT Real Muto, who actually grew up and went to high school about 25 minutes from where I live here in Oklahoma City. So great to see him with the big home run in game one. And obviously I do hope the Phillies can beat the cheating Astros. Sorry, Astros fans. We got the NBA season underway as well. I've really been enjoying watching my young Oklahoma City Thunder team. We are currently 3-3 on a 3-game winning streak. We've knocked off the Clippers twice here in Oklahoma City, and then just an incredible victory the other night against the Dallas Mavericks. We were down by like 14 or 15 points with like 5 minutes left in the game. We were able to tie that up, send it into overtime, and come out with the victory. And we did all of this without, of course, number one pick Chad Holmgren out for the season. And then we also had Josh Giddey out with a sprained ankle. So arguably two of our top three players. I mean, Chet, I'm kind of making an assumption that he's one of our top three guys. From what I saw from him in the preseason, I think he would definitely fit that bill. So excited about that. Excited about seeing my favorite player, Russell Westbrook, playing for the Lakers now. He finally had a good game, and I felt really good for him because I feel like the media has just been they've been vicious with Russell this season. And I'll be the first to admit some of the criticisms are fair. He's had a rough start to the season. But man, I just feel like they were trying to blame him for everything that's happened to the Lakers, which I felt was a little bit unfair. So he had a great game last night. The Lakers got their first win of the season. So it was good to see my guy Russell out there smiling again, playing his game, doing his thing. So that was great. And then you got the NFL season starting to heat up a little bit. Teams are starting to, look at that second half of the season, make that playoff push. That's going to be fun. There's a lot of close divisions this year. So looking forward to seeing how that plays out. And then, of course, big college football fan, big Oklahoma Sooners fan. They were able to get a much needed victory this week against Iowa State. Really enjoyed watching that. Not such a great weekend for our other local school, Oklahoma State, as they really just took one on the chin in just a surprise blowout against Kansas State. Kansas State just rolled over them 48-0. So interesting college football weekend as well. So hobby-wise, I've got the Dallas Card Show coming up here in a couple days. I'm going to be going to the show as usual. I'll be setting up with a couple of my friends that we usually set up together. That should be just a ton of fun. I guess like the things that I'm looking forward to as far as the Dallas show goes, always fun just hanging out with my friends. Um, like I said, the guys that I'm going to be set up with, Mike and John, always a great time. Um, of course, I'll get to see some other local friends that live in the area. Mike, baseball collector, and a lot of times I'll get to see Ken Kinsley, Dean's Ball Card Blog. Always fun to chat with Ken. So hopefully he will be there as well. But we've got some special people that are going to be at this show. None other than Mr. Dave Blue Jacket 66 will be making the trip in. So anytime I get to hang out with Dave, that's just makes my day. Just great guy to hang out with. One of my favorites in this YouTube sports card community, and just in general. Dave's just a pleasure. Um, Also, like as usual, my brother, he only lives about an hour away from this show, so he will always go to this show as well. So I really enjoy that, getting to spend some time with him, and I'll get to see his family as well. I'll be staying at their house, so that should be a ton of fun. And then my uncle, who also lives in the Dallas area, and he used to collect cards. I'm trying to think about the timeline here, but I would say probably like maybe 20, 25 years ago is probably the last time that he collected. And he's recently went through his closet and found some pretty interesting stuff. So I think he's gonna be bringing some stuff that he might want to get rid of, try to clear up some space. And so I'm excited to see some of the stuff that he brings, and obviously it'll be good to visit with him as well. So that's first and foremost one of the obviously the most important thing that I'm looking forward to as far as the Dallas show. Hopefully, I'll be able to make some deals to feed what I call the I'm the general manager of my own collection complex that I have. I'm just constantly playing general manager in my head as far as my collection goes, and trying to get creative and think up ways that you know maybe I can pick up this card if I do this and this, and just trying to really really come up with some what I like to call entertaining and exciting ways to just enhance this sports card hobby for myself. And it's not always easy because as I've stated before, there's always difficult decisions that have to typically be made within your collection if you're, wanting to go after a bigger card. And I'm not necessarily saying that something like that will happen at this show because you really can't predict these things. You don't know what's going to be there. You don't know what's going to be available. You don't know if somebody has something great that you want. Hey, are they going to want something that I have that I'm willing to give up? So there's a lot of moving parts that go into that whole process. But I enjoy the brain exercise of just mentally making these potential deals in my head. So that's another fun aspect. And then another thing that I really enjoy about the Dallas show and just card shows in general I just like to soak up the atmosphere. And what I mean by that is obviously I mentioned, the friends and family that I'll get to hang out with and visit while I'm there, but it's always great to meet new people, um, see what they're thinking, see, what they're collecting, what are their thoughts on how the show's going, and you just get a really good perspective, I feel like, sitting behind the table because you get to see so many people and interact with them that you probably wouldn't interact with if you were just walking the show floor. So that's always fascinating to me and something that I always look forward to. I think one of the first times that I actually set up at this show, I was sitting behind the table and Mike, baseball collector Mike, he was sitting there with me and he made the comment like that there was there was somebody across the table from me and we were sitting there chatting about something and he watched the interaction and he just told me, he's like, "Man," he's like, you just look like you're just so at home right here doing this." And I was just like, "Yeah, man, I am." Like, I love this. Like, I love the sports card hobby. I love talking to people about it, and it's a ton of fun for me. And when I go to these shows, like, as far as, you know, selling things, buying things, trades, whatever, like, I really don't have, like, any set expectations from that aspect. My only goal and expectation is to have a good time, because to me, that's with all of the, is the market gonna do this, or is, Fanatics and Panini, are they gonna fix this or do that? All of that stuff, while it is somewhat entertaining at times, at the end of the day, I'm just a I'm a collector of sports cards and a sports fan, and those things, although fun to talk about and discuss at times, they don't necessarily affect me as far as my enjoyment of the hobby goes. So that's that's what I'm looking forward to at the Dallas show. And hopefully next week I will be able to, come back on here and let you guys know how the show went, try to give a little bit of perspective as far as the crowd, the atmosphere, all that stuff. And maybe I'll see something cool and have like a fun story for you guys. But thanks for listening, and I will check back with you guys next week and let you know how the show was.